You try to bring me down, but I keep rising. You aren't ready for this fight. I know I will burn your dreams to ashes. I fought my way up from the bottom before. I'm not afraid to climb again. I rise every time. You try to bring me down, but I keep rising. You aren't ready for this fight. I know I will burn your dreams to ashes like a phoenix. Oh, I will I love the way you look at me. We're the only ones. When I'm with you, the world fades away. When you smile at me, I just can't breathe anymore. Feel like I'm falling into your bliss. Your love, it sets me free. Dancing in a crowded room. Your body pressed to mine. I wanna drown in the feel of your lips, be devoured by your eyes. When you smile at me, I just can't breathe.
everyone! Welcome to Wednesday. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Behind the Veil, a UR Legion story. Today we are starting episode 2. I am your GM for the evening, the GM with the I keep wanting to make the joke of like the hostess with the mostess, but the GM with the I don't understand how that I don't know. Anyways, I'll keep figuring it out.
Workshop it.
We'll workshop it. We'll figure it out in the new year. In the new year, I was telling everybody here in the new year, in January 2025, we're gonna get a couple of new toys, a couple of new really cool things on the channel, and that's one of the things we'll workshop. We'll workshop my little intro, so that'll be one of the new things to the channel. All right, so yes, today we are starting a new adventure. The GM in your DMs. Ooh, I like it. Oh, looks like we got ourselves a little moderator there. Another UR Legion person jumping in. Hey, Koi, how's it going? Jumping in on chat there. So, yes, as I mentioned, today we are starting a new episode 2, titled Troubles A Brewin'. Ah, there we go. And here's our last member jumping in.
Sorry, active baby.
That's all right. Well, I mean, you know what? Since you're the new voice that we just heard, we'll start with you. But give me one quick second to finish my little intro here. So, again, starting episode 2. Before we get started on things, just want to remind you. I want to remind chat because this is still new for everyone, right? If you like the music that you were hearing in our intro there, I've posted in the chat links to find Xanis's music. You can find more of her stuff on Spotify and YouTube. A lot of really cool stuff there, and I'm fingers crossed new stuff comes out soon. Thing number 2 or 3 or 17 at this point, or letter M. Let's introduce our characters, our players, actually, because we'll meet our characters in due time. So, starting with my screen here, we'll start in the bottom right-hand corner. We have here John. John is joining us for tonight. We'll find out who John's character is shortly, but tell us a little bit about yourself there, John, if you'd like, something you'd like to share.
Okay, I guess I got started playing RPGs way back in the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons days,
Oof.
so that ages me quite significantly. All this D20, it's all kind of new to me. I'm used to Tachio, for those that know what that is, and if you don't, you're much happier than I am.
Amazing. Thank you, John. Thank you. All right, moving counterclockwise on my screen. Now we have Kate. Kate, hello. Say hello to the crew. Say hello to the chat, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, crew and chat. Yeah, I haven't played D&D a ton, but I've also never used any of this software at all, so this is just going to be a lot of figuring stuff out.
Hey, it's all good. It's a learning curve. Hey, I mean, as technical difficulties when we're coming in, a lot of technical difficulties. I accidentally created a server on chat. I created a server on Discord for all of my players to be able to like come together, and I can share information and all that stuff, so that and then I create all these amazing, beautiful channels and categories, and then I go ahead and not allow them to access any of them, and I don't know what I did. So we're all learning. It's all okay, Kate. We're all learning. Continuing on counterclockwise, I have Annie, a familiar face to everybody in chat. Annie is rejoining us again for episode 2, but was here with us with episode 1. Annie, anything you'd like to say hi to chat about?
No, just happy to be back, and I'm happy that I've learned how to use Foundry, BTT.
Right. We're all it's a really steep learning curve, and then once you got it, it just keeps going, right?
And thank you for having me back.
You're very welcome. Thank you for coming back. And finally, but last but certainly not least, our last one here is Michael. Michael, hello. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi there. Thank you so much, Eric. Hello, everyone. My name is Michael, he, him pronouns. I have been playing D&D for almost 5 years now. So I got in just in time for a pandemic where I could stay inside and just fixate on it. I'm a huge fan of Dimension 20 in particular, but this is my first time on a stream and on Twitch and figuring out how Foundry works.
Yeah.
So, happy to be here.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. All right. So without further ado, I got my giant fuzzy D20 for when the really important rolls need to happen. I got my extra life just in case something goes wrong and I need to save myself. I got my book of notes. I got my goblet ready to go. Oh, that's good. It's good. It's a year 2024. It's a really good one. It's a really good year. And also in honor of the aspect of Legion that is guesting this month on the Monday Night Crew. Shout out to the Monday Night Crew. I brought my little Mjolnir to be ever so present. At the moment on the Monday nights, we have Kevin Robinson, Kevin the Fight Guy, who is playing the aspect of Thor and getting into quite a lot of fights. I'm like, "Gah, calm down, Thor. Whoa, slow your roll." Anyways, all right. So to start us off today, I have a bit of a cold open intro for chat and for everyone. So here we go. Long, long ago, there was a tenuous peace throughout the land. As all the species lived in isolation from one another, no one trusting, liking, or even caring for any other species but their own. This worldwide racism and isolation was caused by the gods, who essentially gaslit their mortals into believing that the other species could not be trusted with anything. One day the world was turned upside down as the gods created a world war which affected every species, everyone on this land. Everyone fought everyone. Fragile alliances came and went. The world was in utter chaos. No one really knows who started the war, but the dragon gods were blamed, and so the history books named it the Great Draconic War. Tragically, because of this, at the end of the war, dragons and dragonborn, not finding any peace or friendly ground anywhere in any society, pulled away and disappeared, eventually becoming things of legends and folklores, scary stories told around campfires or used to frighten children into good behavior. But from this chaos, hope, salvation budded and flourished. A mortal alliance was forged, and through sharing, caring, and mutual respect for their fellow mortal, this alliance became a shining beacon to the rest of the world. This alliance eventually became known as the Coalition of Cities. The encampment where this mortal alliance was smelted, purified, refined, shaped, and tested became known as Forge City. I liked adding a little bit of puns in there. Forge City and, smelted and purified and anyways. So there's our little intro for today's episode. Just reminding everybody the world that we live in, right? We are in the as Coy has dubbed it and made it official on the Monday Night Crew, the Monday Night stream, the Legion cinematic universe, if you will. Our heroes are eventually going to find themselves in Forge City, the large metropolis that is the capital and the shining gem of the Coalition of Cities. So, we begin our adventure with. Actually, let's start with. John, are you okay if we start with you? You're muted, my friend.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Baby upstairs. Sure.
Awesome. So, John, tell us, where do we find your character? Where do the agents? Where do we first set the scene? Where do we first meet your character here?
So, Thaldir is resting at a monastery. He had just exorcised what could be demonic magic out of a small child. Unfortunately, it did not necessarily end well for the child or the village, but his mandate is to protect magic itself and to keep the universe sort of on keel. So he did not necessarily enjoy that particular experience and is trying to understand whether or not he wants to continue to do this. So he's retired to a monastery to pore over magical tomes and look at the universe as a whole and try to figure out his place in it and contemplate that.
Excellent, excellent. So, while one more time for the crew, what is your character's name
Thalder.
again? Sorry,
Alder.
Alder.
Thalder.
Falder.
Thalder.
Fa-
Thalder.
As in an F or a TH? I can't remember.
T-H.
I have it somewhere.
T-H-A-L-D-I-R.
Thank you, thank you. I have it written
Thalder.
down somewhere, but I can't remember where I put it. So, as we find Thalder in a quiet room. The sun is high in the sky, and beams of light are shining through the windows. And, if I may, John, he is meditating in the middle of this room. It's a very simple room made of stone. There's no glass on the windows. The floors have been well worn from people walking for ages. And at the head of the room, the direction that Thaldir is facing, there is a representation of a god. Do we know what do we know what that god looks like to you, Thaldir? Or does it matter?
It doesn't necessarily matter. It's more a focal point for him. It could be any particular god. He uses it to find a center. He can find a center in the picture of a god, a statue of a god, a tree, a lake, or just the movement of the city.
Amazing. So this statue, which seems to be just which in and itself seems to be sitting peacefully, smiling at whoever's in the room, looks on. And it is quiet, the birds are chirping, and suddenly you hear a small knock. Clearly someone is knocking on the wall. It's probably not as doesn't sound like wood, but it's a thudding sound. You are aware that this noise that you hear is over by one of the entranceways to your left.
I stand up and stretch myself out, taking a deep breath to relax myself. Instead of being intense focus, now I'm focused on intense relaxation. And I just walk over towards it and put my hand upon the wall that I heard the knock come from.
Excellent. So, as you approach, you notice that as you walk towards this door, the door is slightly ajar, and on the other side of the door is one of the monks from this monastery that you're at, and they bow to you, and they just signal to you to follow them.
I leave and follow them.
Excellent. They lead you down the hall, a couple of turns here and there. You're very familiar with this place. You've been here for what, a few months, few weeks? What do you say?
A few months.
A few months, yeah. So even with a few months, you've been here for a while. Plus, with your training, you just have a way of like knowing. You have like an internal map. You've been there once. You know where you're going, sort of thing. If I may be so bold in if I remember reading that correctly, am I?
Yes.
Okay, good. I didn't want to add anything to your character that you're like, no, I never thought of that. So I just wanted to be sure I read between the lines there. The monk leads you to one of the lobbies that leads to one of the main entrances into this monastery from the outside. And once they arrive, they sidestep to the side, give you a bow, and then walk away in the same direction that you came. And in the lobby, you see standing in front of you, facing one of these beautifully carved walls, and just seems to be in awe with how detailed it is a large loxodon wearing robes, not monk robes, but like, you know, traveling robes, if you will, traveling pants and like a long robish coat sort of thing, and it's just like incredible. It's breathtaking. What do you think, Thaldir? And you realize he actually never looked at you. He just started saying your name.
I look up at the artwork and the architecture, and I say, "It is something to behold, is it not?"
Mm. I'm glad that this survived. It would have been a shame if this monastery would have been utterly destroyed during the Great War. Well, how are you today?
Destruction. Destruction and creation, two sides of the same coin, but I do have a tendency to agree with you. Something like this, well, we all will be lost at one point. This is worth keeping.
Mm-hmm.
Myself, I am fine.
Excellent.
Who are you, fine sir?
My name is Andis, and I come to you because we need your services. Your services that you are trained for, and I understand struggling with. I hope that while I, or the organization I work for, cannot offer you answers, I hope that we can count on your dedication to the betterment of the Coalition and of the mortal realm.
I take a very deep breath, take one last look up at the artwork and the architecture and around at the room, and I turn to this particular individual and bow and say it is but my honor to serve.
The director will be happy to hear this. Here's the information you need. I must be off. I'm due on the other side of the continent for other urgent matters, but here's the information. And they hand you a small card. Everything you need is in here, including tickets back to Forge City. Thank you.
I take the tickets and stare up at the ceiling some more.
Remember that you need to be there by 2 days from now. We gave you ample time.
I just nod and continue staring.
Have a good day. And walks off, and you notice that while Andis is a very large Loxodon, he has the lightest feet you've ever heard. It's like a mouse going. It's just so soft, right? Not that he's trying to run or anything, but his walk is just nice and easy and just, yeah. Awesome. All right. Thank you, John. So that chat was Thaldis, and we'll learn a little bit more about who he is in a bit. But let's move on to another part of the world. Another part of the world, we find ourselves in a jail cell. A keep, if you will. of a fishing town, on the outskirts of coalition territory. And two individuals walk in. We hear them, I don't want to say arguing, bantering maybe. One of them is a female voice, one of them is a male voice. One second, I gotta remember what their voices are. 1 second here, chat. Okay. I don't know what you're saying. What I keep telling you, okay, is that the things are just going to happen, and that's what it is. I cannot explain it, you know. I will it to be so. I know it to be so, and then poof, there it is, you know. Yes, I know what you're talking about, but no, it's not. You know, this is for another matter. This is not for another matter. And the female elf walks over and looks into the cell. And this cell is all the way in the back, in the corner, in a dark area. And there's only one individual in this cell. There are no other individuals in the surrounding cells, where there are some on the other end, near the door. And she looks up at this scaly individual. My. Eh bien. You are quite the big one, aren't you? And we find ourselves in this jail cell. We find a lone figure, a lone dragonborn. And Michael, please describe your character.
So Ezekiel is 6'2", which is actually on the small end for a dragonborn, but still probably bigger than most of the people around here. And he is a white dragonborn with blue eyes, and he does not feel comfortable or at home in this jail cell, but he can hardly blame the people. He's aware of the reputation his people might have. And so, as uncomfortable as he is, he's not surprised that when there was an incident outside of town that he would have been brought in.
Yeah.
He's just really anxious to get out of there, though, and will do whatever it takes to see his family.
Yeah. So just a recap for chat, in case some of you might not remember, or some of you might be new to our chat. And if you are, welcome. Enjoy the stories. Don't forget Monday nights. In this world, dragons and dragonborns have basically isolated themselves. They have disappeared from society, and the sightings are very rare. They've sort of become, because it's the last. I mean, for some people after growing up after the Great Draconic War, they've never seen a dragonborn. So for them, it's just a fairy tale. And so that's why this is quite the thing, that we have a dragonborn here right now, currently sitting in this jail cell, and our female elf doesn't seem to be fazed by it. So, what do you call yourself?
My name is Ezekiel. You may call me Easy, if you would like.
Sure. I will stick to Ezekiel, if that is okay with you.
Ezekiel is trying to make himself look small and just not. He's really trying not to take up too much space or seem intimidating.
Sorry, I just got distracted by chat for a second. Vikavar, I don't know if dragonborns are Australian. Maybe they are. We're slowly establishing this world, so maybe Michael has set the bar, and that's where he is now. So We don't know, or maybe it's just a regional dialect. Who knows? We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out as the world.
It's not an Australian accent. It's a Dragonborn accent.
It's a dragonborn. Exactly, exactly. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So the elf looks at you, Ezekiel, and sort of cocks her head. Yes, well, I have been informed that I am to bring you to Forge City for an important meeting. You will come with me, you will not ask any questions, and if you try anything, my friend and I, we... And suddenly she's distracted because she expected her male compatriot to be right beside her, but he's actually on the other side of the jail cell talking to someone else, and she's just like, oh, that one, he looks friendly, but in truth, he is very mean. Anyways, you want to come with me? My director would like to speak with you. It is a matter of utter importance, and I believe you will be very interested to hear what he has to say.
I can't leave to Forge City. What are you talking about? I have a family. I have children. I can't.
Yes, we know about your family. We know about your children. We have sent someone to keep eye on them. They will be safe. No one will try to kidnap your children again. I promise you. They will be safe.
Can I roll an insight check on this person?
Of course, yeah, go right ahead.
Ezekiel is feeling very... He's not trying as hard to look unintimidating anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Insight, which is... That is a 6.
That is a 6. All right, awesome. I was gonna roll a d20 and I accidentally picked up my d30, and I was like, "That's not the right dice. That's not the right dice." Yeah, my dice.
Not real?
I know, right? So you stand up and you get to your full height, and you are much taller than her. Like, yes, she's an elf, but you said you're 6'2"? You said, or 6'2"? 6'2", yeah.
6'2".
So you're easily like a 6 to 8 inches taller than her. So you are looking down, right? But she is not backing down. She is just standing tall and meeting your gaze, and just not backing down.
You... But I really just came here for the sake of my son and his family.
Yes, I understand. And you... I apologize. Perhaps I came in a little too hot, as they say. You are welcome within the walls of the coalition. My director would like to speak with you, and he would like to offer you an opportunity. That is all I know. I can tell you, we have an agent who has been assigned to your house. Your family will be safe until your return.
You won't even have a choice in the matter.
You do, but I've really been tasked to bring you in.
You have my word that my family is going to be all right.
Yes, you do.
I guess that we should please send word to them that I'll be home as soon as I can. We should just get our journey right away.
Will do. And so, all this time, you didn't even notice this, but suddenly she's like click click, and the door opens. Come, please. And she starts walking down the hall towards her compatriot, who happens to be talking to another person in this jail cell. Sorry, 1 second. Where'd my notes go? So, as the elf approaches, she says, Muscadet, what are you doing? Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Pourquoi est-ce que tu parles avec les gens? Nous avons un travail ici. Qu'est-ce que vous faites? And the elf, the male elf, turns to the female elf, and is like, Musette, je ne comprends, je ne peux pas t'expliquer, mais il faut être ici, cette personne ici. Je sens un pouvoir, et je pense qu'elle devrait venir avec nous. Qu'est-ce que tu devrais dire? Non, je pense que tu devrais... Non, ok. Si le directeur a du problème, il peut me parler. And we cut to inside this other jail cell, this other person that this male elf has been talking to. He turns to her and is like, so please, I think you should come with us. I feel that your presence will be needed. Kate, please tell us about your character.
I am not 6 feet tall. I am 2.5 feet tall. I am a gnome. I am 20-something-ish. And I've got just kind of like bright colored clothes. I've got an eye patch. I've got a few tattoos. No visible weapons or armor. My hair's still wet. Yeah, I think that's all we need.
So, so you will come with us, because I have been told by the guards that we must keep an eye on you, because you have tried some funny business in the last day or two, and so I have promised them that we will take you with us, and so I think you should come. The director, I think, will be very interested in meeting you. I have this feeling that yes. What do you say, little one?
Where are we going?
We are going to the Forge City. That is where we are to be brought. It is a very, if you've never been, it is a very beautiful metropolis with lots of large, long towers that are taller than the sky. It is very impressive. Lots of airships flying around. I mean, we will be taking a train to get there ourselves. But it is a sight to be seen.
We're taking a train?
Yes, we did. We will
I've
be
never been
taking.
on a train before.
Oh yes, we will be taking a
So
train.
get me out of this jail.
Pardon?
It'll get me out of this jail cell?
Yes, of
And it'll
course.
get me out of this jail cell?
Yes, of course. That is the point of you coming with us. We cannot bring the jail cell with us. We must just bring you.
What's the catch?
There is no catch. Well,
Catch?
there is probably one catch. I will explain to my director that what the feelings that I have, the senses that have been bothering me for the last couple of days, and they just seem to be focused somewhere here. And when I saw you, they just clicked. And so I think you should come with us. Excellent, excellent. That, yes. Anyways, so yes,
Can I roll insight or whatever I would roll? Sorry, what senses was he talking about? I don't know if that's an insight or if that would be an arcana or
oh,
what.
yeah, if you want, yeah, if you want. Well, I mean, yeah, you can. Yes, he is speaking. You know what? If you want, roll perception or investigation. Maybe you can get a sense from like looking at him, and maybe you can get a sense of what he's talking about.
Yeah, I have no idea what he's talking about. Sorry, I could roll like real dice for this.
Yes, of course, of course. I mean, I'm rolling real dice. I'm rolling the real dice thing. Hey, just let us know what you rolled.
Wait. Oh, plus so perception you said.
Yeah, perception or perception or
Perception is,
investigation if you happen to have a bonus on that.
perception.
Whichever one's better.
Plus 3. 12 plus 3. 15.
Sorry?
15.
15. Awesome. So, looking...
strong.
Sorry?
Starting strong.
That is no, 15 is a good number. 15 is a good number. So, looking at this male elf that is standing in front of you, you happen to recognize some of the jewelry that he's wearing. You remember it because you remember from your past, right? From your family, if you will, that some of them practiced magic. Some of them were learners of magic, wizards, if you will. And you recognize on this particular elf that he's wearing some insignias or like a type of chain or necklace or whatnot that is you recognize it as a symbol of training and a symbol of a particular specialty, right? Of what kind of magic this particular wizard would have specialized in. And so with that now roll me an insight check. Just to see. Let's see how that works, right? Insight is your wisdom, potentially with a.
Okay, 16 on the die, but I don't. Yeah, 16.
16, yeah.
I
So
can roll apparently.
yeah, you can roll. You can roll just well. You can roll just great. So with the 16, seeing this like, let's call it for now a wizard's collar, on this particular character, and you remembering people from your past having a similar, right? And they also at one point in their lives trained in a wizarding school. You can put two and two together that like the sense that he is speaking of, he's speaking magically, like he's speaking like he's obviously speaking about like he was sensing something for the last couple of days, something magical that was assaulting his senses, and that when he says that when he walked into the room and saw you, that it just clicked, that there was something magical, like it's arcana magic sort of senses is what he's talking about. Yeah. Awesome.
The vibes click.
The vibe clicked. Exactly.
Amazing.
Amazing indeed. So with that, he this particular elf cannot just open the doors, so he's like, excuse me, and he walks out for a second and comes back in with a guard, and the guard is eyeing this 2-foot gnome, like keeping their distance and just like trying not to make eye contact, but like also trying to like keep an eye on the, putting the key in the right key in the hole to unlock the door. Unlocks the door, pulls out the key, and just runs out. And so the elf opens the door, and if you could please, oh, and s'il vous plaît, no funny business, no.
Fine.
I have heard the rumors. I've been told, which is, so please. Awesome. And so they leave the jail. The guards and people giving both the dragonborn and the 6 foot tall dragonborn and the 2 foot tall gnome a wide berth. Yeah.
I'm like hack jogging to keep up.
Yeah, you do have to sort of keep up your step. Yeah.
Ezekiel also heard rumors, but has no context for them.
Yes, well, I mean, Ezekiel would have known. Like, Ezekiel came into this. Ezekiel and we never got your character's name. We never got your character's name, Kate.
Oh. Brenny Blue Eye.
Brenny.
Or just Brenny. Brenny Blue Eye.
Yeah. So Ezekiel and Brenny, you both were brought in to the cell, basically on the same day, the same night. Brenny was in first, but not less than an hour later. Ezekiel, you would have been brought in, and you would have been shuffled all the way to the very for the farthest jail cell in the corner. Mostly because as you walked in, some of the other members of the jail cell suddenly started screaming or yelling at you, screaming and terrified or yelling at you, or so they tried to isolate you.
I get it.
They tried to isolate you as much as possible, but they still had to keep you in the cell. So, yeah.
Yeah, I get it. It's fair.
Yeah.
Villains.
And we cut back now to a familiar skyline, Forge City, one that we have, and we zoom in on a part of town that we've seen before, and we slowly zoom into a makeshift hospital that is close to a couple of back alleys in a not a great part of town. It is nighttime, and a figure wearing a large coat, pale skin, no hair, walks up and excuse me, and is trying to get the attention of the person behind the counter. Annie, if you don't mind reminding me, what name did we give the doctor again?
His name is Ralston, and he is an old gnome.
Yes, right. So he's trying to get the attention of the old gnome. Excuse me. I'm looking. Excuse me. And so the gnome. Yes. Yeah. Excuse me. I'm looking for Maeve. I'm looking for Maeve. Is she here today? Is she here tonight? Maeve? And the gnome is like, I'm sorry, young one. You'll have to speak up. Maeve. About so tall. Purple. And the gnome's like, I don't know this Maeve you speak of. One second. Let me get my assistant here. She might know who you're talking about. Perhaps, maybe it's one of the patients. I don't know. One second. Ben, I need your assistance at the front, please. And Annie, please set the scene.
And out comes Ben. She is this average height, let's say 5'7", tiefling with light purple skin. She's got dark short hair, and she's got 2 horns that are kind of shaved off at the top. She walks out with a lot more confidence than she used to have. But she's still dressed in very nondescript gray clothing, not overly like affluent looking. It's just kind of like she's still trying to blend in. So she walks up and she looks at the guy who is asking for, Maeve, and she goes, "Oh, hello again."
I brought you another another meal.
Oh, thank you. I actually don't really need these now, but the steak was really good last time, so
Well, I mean,
thank you.
well, I thought that maybe it was perhaps a tradition. Last time I brought you one of these. The director wanted to speak with you, and well, I'm assuming you can put 2 and 5 together, and get 17. The director would like to speak with you. He requires your assistance again, for something. Well, I don't know what. He just he asked me to come get you, and I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. Is it Ben now? I did not get the memo. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, my name is Ben.
Oh.
It's short for benevolent, but I hate it. I don't know, maybe you can talk to somebody there to like help me change it, but yeah, let's go with Ben.
Yes. Okay. I will see what strings that I may tug or nibble on. But I don't know if I can help much. I am just simply a messenger. And so same time, same place. Um, don't be late. You know how the director.
Okay.
You know how the director does not like being tardy. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Yeah, good. Is it? I assume there's going to be a reward this time as well.
That is between you and the director. That is.
All right.
Um,
All right. Well, it's good to see you again, and thanks for the steak.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Maybe you can enjoy it at your break.
Yeah,
yes.
I'll share with Valstom. Let him know that I wasn't joking about how good it was.
Excellent. Apparently, my character needs to speak up because he talks very low. Crix. I apologize. Crix speaks very low in my microphone. It doesn't pick it up very much. I hope we caught most of that. So Crix walks off down the alleyway, the same alleyway that last time he sort of disappeared into the shadows when he dropped off the box, and sure enough, when you look down at the box, on it there's attached to the box there is a little envelope similar to last time, yeah, you pretty much already know what's in there. Like it's the same, right? It's gonna be a little note. Yeah.
I pick up the envelope. I don't even bother looking at it in a hurry yet. I just kind of like set the box down. And I immediately turn towards a patient who is in the clinic, and I just go, "Shh, it's gonna be okay." And then I kind of cast something unknown and help the patient feel better.
Shh. Go to sleep.
Shh, it's gonna be okay. Just. No, not that.
No, not that. It's just the way you described it for a second. That was the first thing that came to mind. Was like, go to sleep. Anyway, excellent.
Well, so we got a new bed.
So cut to the next night, the next evening. Both Thaldir and Ben, you are at the location that has been. It is Thaldir, right? I really should. Yep. Okay, good. Okay, I was like, I do remember correctly. Thaldir and Ben, you both arrive. Let's see here. Who arrived first? Who arrived? Roll me a d20. Who arrived first? We'll see who got there first. whoever rolls the lowest, is late.
I got a 9.
I rolled a 20.
Oh my
Dirty
god!
20.
Oh, dirty 20. Okay, dirty 20. I just said roll the 20. I didn't say add anything to it. Your tardiness stat, you know. So Thaldir, you arrive at the location, and there's already someone standing there. You see this purple skinned, dark black hair tiefling, with as you notice the shorn off horns on the top of her head, and yeah, she's just standing there and in the same place that you need to show up.
So I should probably describe my character. I just realized.
Oh yes,
listening to
that's
all the
right. We
wonderful
did.
descriptions, I didn't do that.
That's okay. It's okay. Well, actually, here. Actually, so as Maeve turns to, she hears a noise coming down the alley. Turns, and what does she see walking through the shadows?
A tall, even for an elf, and a very skinny, even for an elf. Elf with a shaved head, in long brown robes, with a long staff sort of draped over his shoulder, carrying what seems to be all his worldly possessions on the end of it, with sort of a beatific look on his face.
Nice.
I look him up and down. First day.
First day for a long time. Yourself?
Not my first day.
I take the staff off my shoulder, put my bag on the down, and I reach out with a very long, spindly hand and say, Thaldir, and offer it to be shake. Look.
I take the hand. You can call me Ben.
Ben it is.
Oh dear, eh? Interesting. I don't remember how this used to work, but if I'm correct, at some point we'll be able to go down.
I assume as much. This is, not to be flippant, but it is literally my first day, my first hour, and my first minute. Now it's the second minute.
Okay.
And on that
Do-
note,
do you-
on that note, you hear a click. You hear a click from down by the down on the floor near the wall, and suddenly you hear the gears shifting and turning, click 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 click, and suddenly the floor. Maeve, you remember this from last time, but the floor starts to sink in a circular pattern, and at certain points there's a click as the floor just keeps lowering, and suddenly we start getting a set of stairs that spiral down into the underground.
Well, I guess this is where we're going. Are you like on your 5th minute now or something?
I believe it's the 8th.
Okay. Interesting.
Is there like it goes around like this? I assume there's a hole directly in the center.
No, it's like a donut, if you will. It's like a donut, except the first step, like the landing is. So it's like a C, like a really curved C.
Okay.
Almost touching on the end. Yeah. And if you go down one way, it's the stairs. If you go down the other way, you're falling about 10 feet to the next step.
Fair enough.
So you probably want to go down the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't I lead the way and I just start going down the steps in a regular fashion, like how you're supposed to use the stairs.
I sort of walk down the stairs with my hands just sort of examining, like mesmerized by the whole process. He just seems to be just amused to be anywhere. And I get down like half a dozen stairs. I turn around and go back because I realize I left my bag. And then I come back down again.
Excellent. By the time you get to the bottom of the stairs, you're going down a couple of flights. But by the time you get to the bottom, you're in this antechamber, and Crix is already down there, and he's yes, there you go. Thank you, excellent. Okay, there's two. Okay, yes, good. Right this way, and walks over, punches a couple of numbers in a punch pad, and then next to a door, and the door clicks. You hear a psst, and the door slowly opens, and as the door opens, there's a cacophony of sounds coming from the other side, as you're just hearing people talking, people yelling, some like there's clicking noises, there's magic happening, and as you enter into this large room, with when you look like there's large room with a walkway that goes all the way around, looking down, just a couple of flights. There's the floor is littered with a bunch of desks and people moving about, talking to each other, passing on papers. There's a couple of winged fairy type creatures that are flying by. Okay, so I need one with sugar, and I need one black, and I need one with two cream, and it just flies by. And Crix is like, this way, and just starts walking down the path that hugs along the wall. And again, Maeve, this sounds familiar. This is very familiar to you. You're actually quite familiar with the Veil, having been here a few times since chat and all of us last saw you. So all this is quite, you're used to this. For Thaldir, you're looking at walls that are cement, brick, or rock. It's gray, but they seem to be flat shorn. So either like the greatest of dwarves, did some exquisite stonework on these walls, or somehow they were able to make them so flat and like as if nothing. But you also see these pieces of metal that just kind of seem to crisscross at different intervals across these walls and across the ceiling. The pathway that you're stepping on is made of metal. The guardrail is made of metal. Like it, and there seems there's a set of stairs off in the distance that you see slowly lower, as if they were on a winch, just right. And you see people stepping down as they're lowering. How does Thaldir feel about this?
He's more of like just trying to take it all in, just with all the stairs and everything buzzing around. It's sort of like a great juxtaposition because he was in this calm, almost very cerebral, very peaceful environment, and now he's basically just been dropped here, and he's just sort of looking at everything, and just like he walks over to random desks, picks up papers, leaps through them, and just kind of like just glancing around, trying to figure out what he's here for. Just to be clear,
you're actually on a walkway above all of that. So
yeah, it's like
you're actually not walking by any desks, just so you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
My apologies.
He's just trying to glance down and look through the papers, just because it's just coming from a monastery devoted to thought. This is more devoted to chaos, and it's just not something he's used to.
Does he seem overwhelmed?
He just more bemused, just like this is a new environment, and it's confusing, and it's interesting, and it's engaging, and he's more interested in being engaged by things than being overwhelmed by things.
Nice. Crix walks you about 30-ish, 40 feet down the one walkway, the catwalk, or whatever you want to call it. The words keep coming in my brain, and I keep calling it something different, but it's one of those things. It's like that goes across the wall, but it's up high. Anyways, and leads you to a door, and just opens it up and is like, here you are. would any of you like anything? Water, coffee, tea, drink, anything, something to nibble on?
So
perhaps?
last time I was on this train, no, airship.
Yes.
They served something called, I think it was called whiskey, whisk, something,
Uh huh.
something like that, and it was chilled.
Uh huh.
You have something like that here because that was really good tasting, and we had a lot of fun drinking it.
I'll see what I can do. And
Great.
turns to
I would
Thaldir.
be,
Would you like to have one? You can ask
uh,
for anything.
I'll be quite fine with tea, thank you.
And he walks off down a second alley, or a second pathway that's sort of L-shaped, just before you got to the door. Um, so so yeah, you have an open door in front of you into a room. I
So this
presume.
is like the second time that Ben has met somebody who is really tall and really calm and soft spoken and just refuses all sorts of fun things. So she looks at Thaldir and she's like, "Do you, perchance, know a god named Ow?"
As in injury? Ow?
No, it's just Ow.
Spelled A-O.
Oh.
I guess not.
No,
It's
no,
fine.
no, no,
Never
no, no.
mind.
Ow.
E?
um,
Ow. Anyway,
actually,
it's fine. Don't worry about it.
if you would like, John, roll for me an intelligence. This is a Ow is one of the gods, and so we'll see if you would know of this god, if you happen to know about this god.
21.
21. Okay. Not a dirty 20 though. 21, right? Like, or sorry, dirty 21, not like a nat 20 into a 21 or something.
No,
Okay.
a dirty 21.
Okay, okay. I don't know why I said it that way. That was really weird. So so you recall, about almost a month ago now, when you don't exactly remember when exactly, but you recall some people that you knew talking about this something owl, and how like they were like the all they wanted was peace and unification, and for everyone to be together, and and that they and that these people were particularly excited to get a chance to finally meet the prophet of Ao, who happened to at that time recently, been allowed to make been allowed to make speeches within the coalition, and they just happened to be in your area, and they were super excited because they heard nothing but good things about this, and you're like, was it did it start with an R? I think Remy or something, like, but but you've heard of Owl before. Someone either at work or no one you're particularly close to, but you just happen to hear it in conversation, one day when you're at work, sort of thing.
I am familiar with him and his works.
I see. And I don't add anything else.
He's one of those ascetics, is he not? Gives up all vices and things worth doing.
Well, I don't know him well, but I knew somebody who was very close to him. But he was he was very he was very interesting. I just anyways, I don't think you know him. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
So
Feldir just kind of chuckles at the concept of knowing a god.
So, in this room, I will describe the room for everyone just to remind us ourselves of what this room. And I realized actually, after we saw this room for the first time in episode 1, that I had forgotten a key feature of this room, and so I get the chance to re-describe it now for chat. So entering into this room, it is a large room, about 20 by 20. A large round table is in the middle of this room. Everything is gray with stone, different tones of gray. The table is essentially made of. It looks like it's made of stone and metal. In stone reinforced with metal. There are some comfy-looking chairs all around. When you enter, you're entering, say, from the southern. If we're looking at this room like with a navigation chart sort of thing on it, you're entering in from the south, and the door is directly in the middle of this room, and then directly in the middle of the walls to left and right is another door that matches the one behind you, and directly across from you on the northern wall is also another door. Again, nothing too fancy, nothing too distinguishable about these doors. They all look the same. The part that I forgot to describe about this particular room, in the middle of the table, taking up a large portion of the center of the table, is the logo of the Ascended Veil. It is the what looks like a triangle, missing part of its bottom, if you will, and then another triangle missing its top going up. For all of those in chat, I'm describing the A and V that we see during the opening of stream, and all that you'll also see at break and at the end of break. And the A, the big triangle, the A, seems to be of a worn goldish color. It is not fancy. It's not shining gold. It's very matte. It looks very worn. The part of the V coming down and up looks coppery, like a very dark, deep red copper. Again, nice and worn. It's not turning verdigris or anything like that. But it does look quite worn and old. And then there's a small little nub that sort of continues the V just on the other side of the A, and that one appears to be made of stone. Nice, and this one, unlike the walls, you can see the divots of the stone. Like it's purposefully so you can see texture in the stone, but it has been cut into this little notch on the top side. So at the moment, Thaldir and Ben, you're the only two in this room. And after a few minutes, Crix comes in with a tray, hands a cup to Thaldir, and to Ben walks over with a small glass, and this was all I could find. I hope it's good. It was good. I tried it. I don't know if I like it. I will have to try some more.
I think you should.
Probably. Yes.
Great, thank you. And I take it, is it actually whiskey? Like, what was the closest thing that he could find?
It's
I'm like,
the liquid in the glass. The liquid in the glass is not chilled. The glass is cold, but it's not chilled as it was before, and it is of a brownish color. So it does look like whiskey. It does look like whiskey.
Okay.
Yeah.
I take a huge gulp like I did last time. And I start coughing.
it is whiskey. You recognize that good old peaty flavor that you had last time. Although it's not as strong as the last time. This one seems to be a little more. It still has that peatiness, but not as strong. And this one seems to be a bit of what's the word? I don't want to say sourness. There's like a tanginess to it, right? It's whereas the last one it was quite smooth. It had like that peatiness, but it was smooth.
Oh.
This one here is just a little tanginess, right?
So definitely, this is not what I had last time.
Exactly,
It's okay.
exactly, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chat. If anybody has ever been to a Scotch bar and had a flight and tested out like something that is Jack Daniel or something, and then someone decides to give you something from the good old from the Isles, if you will, you'll understand what I mean by one of them was nice and peaty and smooth and maybe smoky. This one here, you got that peatiness of a whiskey or of a Scotch, but like there's a tanginess to it. Like it's almost like a tangy sweetness. It's like it's not the same. It's just not the same.
Yeah.
But moments later, we hear a kerfuffle, if you will, coming from the door to, again, if you entered in from the south, coming in from the door on the east. And the door opens, and in comes our two elves duo. The male entering in first. Non, mais tu ne comprends pas, non, non. Arrête de te plaindre ici, ok? C'est très simple, ok? La semaine prochaine, c'est and the female, no, please stop, not at work, I told you, not at work, no, pas ici, no ici, right? And they're just like bickering, like there's no tomorrow, and behind them, Ben and Thaldir, you see a small figure, a gnomish figure, 2 feet tall, sort of like scooch past their legs, and I would say at this point, if I may put words in your mouth or give your character thoughts, you've had enough of these two. Like it's just been this bickering this entire time, this entire travel back by train. The train was lovely, you just wish it wasn't with them. And behind them is Ezekiel, who is a very tall, 6-foot dragonborn. And we forgot to ask, Michael, I think we forgot to mention it. What color dragonborn are you? What color are your scales?
He is a white dragonborn.
Yeah, so he like as soon as he walks under the light, he like shines. He's like glowing. And need I remind you, this is probably the first time ever your character has ever seen a dragonborn. As far as you know, they are a thing of legends and myths. Okay, so yeah, okay, fine. Okay, please wait here. The director will be here momentarily. I must go. I have two things. Il faut que tu. Yeah, okay. And he just leaves, and the female elf is like, I apologize for my compatriot. Sometimes he can be a little much when he has not had his midday snack, and when the arcane is hitting him in not so nice a way. That is the best I can explain it. I don't understand it myself. I'm not much of a magic user myself. Anyways, adieu. And she takes off, closing the door behind her.
Ezekiel lets out a huge sigh of like relief, just Please tell me you two aren't as exhausting as them.
I don't think
Is that
we
whiskey I
are.
smell there? I'm just gonna take your drink and chug it.
Hey, my whisket.
Oh, I
That's the good
forgot
stuff.
that she was still here. That's right.
What the?
This is good stuff. Where do we get more of this? I'm gonna like
Um,
hold it up and looking around. Like,
I'm so sorry for her. But not that sorry, because she's not my responsibility.
Okay.
I
You're...
could have he loved me. I'd smack him in the kneecap. Because it's the only thing I can reach.
Oh yeah, there's a huge height discrepancy, isn't there?
I'm 3 of her.
That's great.
I bend down and take a closer look at the gnome. I've never actually seen a gnome in my life.
I look up at the
I
dragon.
came back like, what happened to all your hair?
What happened to all your height?
Oh, that's a good one. Actually, I don't remember. Yes, he did tell me his name. That's a good one, Thal. That's a good one.
I like
I'll
punch him in the
take my whiskey.
It's like wham.
I immediately try to find something to sit down.
I walk up close to the Dragonborn, and I kind of inspect him closely because I've never seen one in real life before. And this is, and I just kind of like poke him on the arm.
Slap your finger.
Ah,
No, this is hi.
hi, sorry, I've never
My
met
name
a
is-
dragon.
Oh. You know, I wouldn't know what that's like. I've met a few.
I would assume so. My name is Ben.
Ezekiel. Or Easy, if you prefer.
I'll stick with Ezekiel.
Are you... Do you work for them? Or are you...
Sort of. I have worked for them, but, they, they're, interesting. They, offer pretty good rewards, which is why I'm here. So I'm hoping that...
What kind of a gig is it?
What kind of what? Sorry?
What kind of a gig is it? What do we have to do?
Well, I mean, I guess we're okay to talk about any here, but last time we had to defuse a bomb. A really big bomb. Outside the city.
See, I've never seen a bomb before. So
Oh, they're fun. We used to... There's an old group that I used to
They're
work
really
with.
fun.
We used to set them off all the time. And it's really easy, but that's kind of like a past life now. I don't do that anymore. I just defuse bombs.
You don't seem really the bomb type.
No, most would say that. Most would say that I'm not the bomb type, but that's what made it easy the last time around. But anyways, I don't do that anymore. I just defuse bombs and I take it you guys probably have very special sets of skills if you're here.
you know, they seem to think I do.
Okay. Okay.
I don't
Interest-
have many of the bomb variety.
I mean,
No,
it's-
neither do I.
Right. I mean, I hope we don't always have to deal with bombs because that was very stressful last time. I almost fell out of an airship. So, I don't want to do that again.
You got to go on an airship.
I got to go on an airship. We got to sit with a bunch of like really, really rich ass people, and they were so snooty, and we just fucking robbed the shit out of them. Well,
I was blown away by a train.
Well, I hope we get to do that.
The airship of the Robin.
yeah. It's a lot of fun, sort of. I mean, I don't know. I was very stressed last time. Maybe this time I'll be less stressed.
You could rob how you want. I'll just enjoy them. You. From
Okay.
the
I
airship.
just seem a little bit stressed. Can we get more of the whiskey over here?
So on
Whiskey, not whisket. You know what that is. You've had that before.
Whiskey. Of course I've had whiskey.
Okay.
You've never had whiskey before.
I mean,
Because we're drinking after this thing.
okay. Okay. I mean, this is only my second.
I'm still not convinced that she's old enough to be drinking, but I really have no control.
I'm having it, and then you took my glass, so I don't know.
on that note,
I didn't
as
know there was only one glass here. Normally they leave the whole bottle.
A whole bottle?
I think it's
That's a
scary.
lot of whiskey.
as this conversation is happening, the door on the north side opens up, and in enters a halfling, followed by closely on his heels, a 6 foot tall, or 6 foot tall, was it? Or yeah, 6 foot tall, warforged, who as they enter, imagine like it's imagine that the warforged essentially is mostly skeleton, with pieces and parts inside, with some plates that seem to be strategically placed, in certain areas. The the head is a very simple oval shape with 6 circles that go down its face. At the moment, the 2 in the middle are lit up white. You place it down. Find a seat.
What is?
I'm sorry.
I sit on the floor.
I'm sorry. And the halfling
I'm
turns
so
to Ezekiel.
Sorry, so
I'm sorry. You'll have to speak up because I don't think we can hear you. Just a little bit.
Oh, no, sorry. Sorry, I don't know what that is. That
Oh,
skeleton.
oh, this is Lloyd. You don't need to worry about him. All right. So, thank you for coming, and thank you for coming as well. And he's saying this to Bryn, to Brinny or Bryn, Brenny, right?
Brenny, yeah.
Brenny, yeah. He's saying this to Brenny, and thank you for coming as well. I've been briefed ever so slightly on your situation, and I am intrigued. It's not often that my compatriot Muscadet brings me someone that I was not planning on having, but here you are, and I trust his judgment, and so welcome. And thank you, Ben, for returning. I see that you're doing well.
Extremely. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I also hear that the training has been doing you some good as well.
Yeah, it's been helping a lot, and I've been able to actually continue the work with Alston and the slums. So
Excellent. Yes. Well, this past month has been quite quiet. I hope that Caius has been keeping out of trouble. I don't think you've seen him this past month.
nope, haven't seen him at the clinic, but who's to say he didn't go to a different one?
Yes, very true. Very true. That one does seem to get around. Anyways, enough of this. Thank you for all arriving, for coming. You have been called here today because there is a potential threat to the Coalition, and I feel that you are the best equipped to handle it. Try to remember my cardinal map here. In the northwest section of our land, near the Coalition border, there are 2 twin cities, Windfaxt and Naunduk. If you are unfamiliar with them, they are Naunduk used to be or still is, a very old and ancient dwarf stronghold within the mountains of that land, and the twin city, Winterfaxt, is one that is just on the other side of a large river that flows in between the two of these 2 twin cities. They are twin because, well, they're side by side. I don't know how much you know about this particular place. It is quite far from here. I don't know how much you know about the politics of the world. But this week is young princess's. I. Pardon me a moment. I'm trying to remember my dwarven. Air Leia. Yes, correct. Air Leia. It is her 30th birthday, and the king and queen have decided to throw a week-long party. The issue, of course, is that this party is as you are sorry. The issue is that everyone is invited to said party, including the kings of the twin city. Partially because the king and queen of Winterfax are quite a welcoming people, quite to the detriment of coalition to the coalition, since they are within coalition territory, but they are extremely welcoming to their twin city, mostly because, as some of you may know, the queen's twin brother is the king, and so of course he is the young princess's uncle, and so of course he is welcomed to the party. This normally would not be an issue. We often, as you all know, the coalition often allows in and out travel within the territories, as long as while you're within the territories you abide by the rules of our alliance. But there is a large number of people who will be from all around. That in itself is a bit of a stressing matter. The real reason why I've asked you all to be here is because we have gotten word. One of our agents has been contacted surreptitiously in order to fulfill an assassination. One of the royals is trying to my apologies. One of the royals is the target, and at this time we do not know who is the target, nor who is asking for this assassination. And of course it is under the best our best intentions that we protect all members of the coalition, and so GM for a second there was like, and so your mission, if you choose to accept it, in my brain, and I was like, mission impossible. Anyways, you have been tasked to travel to the Twin Cities and to do your best to protect the royals and to ensure their safety. If you can, find out who is ordering the hit on the royals. If one of our royals is actually the target, it would be nice to know, and it would be nice to know who is the person, which organization, which organization is wanting this assassination to take place. Yes. Any questions? Yes, the small one.
Brenna Blue Eye. Also, if you're Ben and I'm Brenna, you can just call me Blue Eye. It's a lot easier. So we're supposed to not kill someone?
Yes, essentially you are, well, I mean, whatever gets the job done. You are to ensure that the...
But we are okay to kill someone. We just have to not kill the person we're supposed to keep not killed.
She kind of makes a good point.
I'm just wondering why I'm here.
My compatriot, Muscadet, has told me that he has a strong feeling that your presence should be required. And so I am asking
And he
you...
was laughing not about it all along the train here. Got a lot of feelings that one.
Yes. When he is affected by magic, uncontrolled and chaotic magic, he does tend to be quite vocal about it. He's quite sensitive about it. He is currently trying to figure out the nature. Usually when in the past when he has felt this strong, it has usually been because of a nearby deity who is constantly trying to do something magically, and it's been a mystery. I mean, there was that very interesting storm that happened the night before. Well, I mean, oddly enough, the night before you showed up, and the night that you and points
Aye,
to.
why do you think they bloody well caught me?
I'm just pointing out the facts that they this storm came out of nowhere and struck the town. Is hurricanes don't just appear. If you catch my drift, clearly a god was unhappy.
And are you just saying I caused the hurricane? I'm 2.5 feet tall. What the bloody hell do you think I did?
I'm not doing any of the sort. I'm just commenting on the fact that a god was clearly unhappy in that area, and that is the reason why Muscadet is having quite the headaches. I'm just pointing out a fact. Anyways, of course, I understand that this mission can be quite dangerous, and that perhaps an incentive for you, Dragonborn, Ezekiel, is it? I understand that your family has come into quite a bit of trouble recently. A kidnapping or two? Attempt, if you will? And that you don't quite feel safe in the area that you have called home for the last, if my notes are correct, 30 years? And so...
Not a lot safe by the coalition.
Yes. And so, for you, I can make it so that you have a safe haven within the coalition. We will find you a safe quarter where you will be under guard. Not you will be under guard, but your safety will be under guard at all times. Your family will be safe, you will be safe, and you will be able to live peacefully. How does that sound?
You would let my family be taken care of in the coalition.
Yes.
Citizenship.
Yes, as I understand it, you have for these past few years you have been quite helpful to a neighboring fishing village, not far from where you live. You have done quite the feat to keep that village protected. Sadly, the village is currently under repair as, again, another hurricane not too long ago struck it, as you are probably well aware, being close by yourself. And I feel that your actions seem those of good. And I do not see why you should not be rewarded for your kindness to strangers who would probably sell you out if they knew what you were. And so, I promise you that you will have land within the coalition. You will be safe, and you will be protected. No more hunters will be looking for you, as they are outlawed within coalition territory.
That would be huge. That would be incredible. That, goodness, I wish I had time to talk about it with my wife. Right. If you could really promise all that, I mean, I can't do anything about storms. That's an act of God or gods. But if you're looking for monsters or criminals, yeah, I got the muscle. I got some magic. I'll do what I can.
Excellent. Excellent. Kate, just so you know, I muted you just so you're aware, just because Michael's sound was coming in on you there, and we've been told by chat there just to Michael, you need to just speak up just a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't. For chat, Kate and I are sitting just a few feet away from each other, so I didn't want my voice to come off of her mic, which is why I've been talking lower than I probably should have. I hope you haven't missed any. You haven't missed anything important, I don't.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I think we can still hear you. It was just hard to hear. Hey, I mean, earlier chat was yelling at me because Crix was coming down a little too quiet. So you know, it's until we work out the little details and the little kinks and all these things. You know, little things like this will happen, and that's why we have an amazing chat here who's keeping us honest.
Thank you, chat.
Yeah.
I'll do what I can, but if you can promise, my mother's old. If she can be taken care of, my children will need education at some point. It's rough. It's rough outside the coalition, sir.
Yes. No. Of course. I am fully aware of your family and the members within it, and the situation that you are in, which is part of the reason why I asked you to come in.
You know, I almost don't want to know how you know all that.
Probably for the best. Turns to Annie. Or sorry, turns to Annie. Turns to Ben. Sorry, I got my names all mixed up there. Turns to Ben. Ben.
Too many names.
I know, right? Too many names floating through my brain right now. Ben, as per our arrangement that we made a month ago, we are still working on finding out more about Krell. We'll keep you in the loop, and we thank you again for helping us. We will of course ensure that you continue to have proper lodgings and the training that you are having here with the other clerics within our walls to ensure that you grow and learn your powers. I see from my notes and things that I've heard that that you seem to have quite the healing ability. How well have you managed to figure out which god has entrusted you with these powers?
Well, not exactly, but I do have something that I did not share with you guys before, and it would be really creepy if you knew, but actually, why don't I just show you? And I kind of like unbutton the front of my shirt and I open it up just enough to show there's like a tattoo in this that is the symbol of Anubis. I was like, I woke up with this, and I think this guy has something to do with it.
Yes. Interesting.
Button my shirt back up.
I will have a talk with my contacts, and I will let you know what I discover.
All right, great. I mean, yeah, everything works for me. I'm happy to do this mission. Seems a lot easier than the last one, so
I hope
as long
so.
as I don't have to deal with any more bombs.
Yes, I hope so. Yes, I hope that your explosive past doesn't come to haunt you too soon again.
No blast from the past, thank you. Ha.
Turning to Thaldir, and you look quite comfortable there.
I'm just... How much murder was in the last mission?
Well, as far as I know, there were about 24 civilians, women, children, men, placed on a airship, and if I recall from my numbers correctly, a third of them came back non-resuscitative. six of them were in full health and quite healed. Some of them were healed but were missing limbs, partially because this one here, and leaning over to Ben, was able to bring them back to life but not mend their wounds in time, and so now they, well, sadly life is...
I think Fritz is leaving out the context here, because in our defense, they were brainwashed and they were attacking us. So
Yes.
we had every right to defend ourselves.
Yes,
We weren't
yes.
just killing civilians willy-nilly.
Yes, of course. Yes, so I mean, to put it quite succinctly, they were under the influence, and they were not of sound mind, but they were also not. They were not easily put down. They seemed to be feeling of no pain, and so the team did what they had to in order to survive and complete the mission, which is what I expect all of you to do. That would be quite
Alright.
appreciative. But yes, you, Thaldir, I heard of your recent misgivings, and I am sorry to hear that it has caused you quite some trouble. But your skills are needed here. You are quite good at what you do, and so I ask you to come and to join this party to complete this mission, if you could, please. And we will ensure that anything you need for your well-being will be met. Is there anything else in particular you would like?
Eldir takes a look around the room and at each one of his particular new colleagues, takes a long, steadying breath in light, and turns back and says, I live but to serve.
Yes, that is...
I would recommend the latter for the small one.
Yes. That is, your file does mention that you are quite the dutiful soldier, and that you have quite the impressive track record in staying alive, and so continue to do so. At that moment, the door to the... I gotta remember my cardinal directions. To the west opens, and a muscadet comes in, and he comes in. He's like, Monsieur, pardonnez-moi, Monsieur Directeur, may I speak with you for a moment? Yes, muscadet. If you'll excuse me. And Fritz gets up and walks over, and muscadet and Fritz both exit. Lloyd follows, like, directly behind. Door closes once Lloyd is on the other side. The Warforged is on the other side of the door, and you are left alone for a few minutes.
Who are these people?
As far as I know, they're just some sort of really powerful guys, and they send us on missions to protect the coalition. Somehow, I feel like what we do is making a difference, but I mean, I'm kind of just in it for the rewards. They offer pretty good rewards, right? Am I right? Protection for your...
If they can deliver on what they've promised me. Thaldir, was it? We haven't met. Nice to meet you. Have you worked with them before?
I worked through the monastery, and I believe the monastery had a connection to these people. But directly, no, this is my first interaction with them, and it is unusual to say the very least.
Kate, just reminding you I muted you, so you have to unmute. Did I force a mute on you? 1 second here. Maybe I might have forced a mute on you. I apologize. I apologize. There we go.
Can you hear me?
I have unmuted
Yeah,
you.
I can hear.
Okay. So what I understand is it's okay if we kill people as long as we don't kill the person that we're supposed to keep not killed, even though they're the one that someone wants to kill, but we don't know who wants to kill them or who they want to kill. But we can kill everyone else.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Do any protection jobs with you people wind up with body counts?
I mean, I've only done the one job, and that wasn't a protection job.
I'm looking at Brenny like, yeah, that's a good question. Have you tried to protect people before, and how did it go?
I don't really normally work in protection.
What do you normally do? Enlighten us, besides stealing whiskey from people.
No, I'm good.
Oh,
Okay.
The door opens up.
What do you normally do there, you Miss Sarah? Sounds like they do better with a... What's the word? Raises the dead. Necromancer.
Oh. Okay.
On that note, the door to the west opens up again, and Fritz enters again, followed closely on his heels by Lloyd, sits down in his chair, and turns to Brenny. So, you're quite the interesting one. I can tell you, since it appears that you wish to keep a bit of your past a mystery, that your family, we shall call them, are safe. They have had quite the interesting adventure, but they are safe. For the most part. We will continue to ensure their safety. Not that we have caused any of these concerns, just to make that clear. We have ascertained their location, and we will ensure that our people find them and bring them to shore safely. And we will attend to them.
An amnesty. Take those charges off Captain for sure.
Yes,
They
of
won't
course.
be arrested for nothing.
No, of course, no. Let's just say the jobs they have done were done in open seas and open waters, and so they have no jurisdiction here. We have no jurisdiction on them, is what I'm trying to say.
Perfect.
Yes. So the mystery surrounding you and this large source of energy is still quite the ball of yarn that we're trying to unravel. And so if you go on to this mission with these other three, I will ensure that we unravel this ball of yarn and help you out with perhaps any troubles that you may have that you're probably, from what it seems, unaware of at this time. Perhaps my first impression, of course, is that perhaps you have broken a contract. Someone is not very happy with you. Of course, this is just from speculation. Could be many reasons. And so, while you are away, we will do our job, we will do our work, and we will have an answer for you when you return.
Well, I can tell you one thing. I never break a contract. I spit in my hand and hold it out to shake. Deal.
And he pulls out a scarf. And yes, very good. Excellent, excellent. Very good. And opens up his file folder, takes out an envelope. In here you will find yourselves tickets. They are train tickets. That is the only way to get to this particular area of the Coalition space and Coalition territory. Your train leaves within the hour, and so I recommend that you do not dilly-dally. Crix will be in momentarily to show you to the tunnels that will take you to the train station. Of course, make a stop at the armory on your way out. Grab anything that you may require, that you think you may need. Our stores are there for you. And good luck. Oh, and before I go, as I mentioned earlier, we do have an agent on site. They are doing their best to lie low. Annoyingly, it is not within their nature, and so they are not doing a very good job. But nonetheless, they will make contact with you, and so do keep an eye out for our agent, who will then be able to give you any information that they have pertinent to what they know so far. Remember that you are arriving and that the celebrations have already started for the last 2 days, and so people will be quite happy. Any questions?
How will we recognize this agent?
They will recognize you.
That kind of brings me to my next question. I don't blend in very.
Yes. And I'm terribly sorry, but that is one of the reasons why we're asking you to go. You will uncover more when you arrive. When you'll understand what I mean when you arrive.
Why?
I think Brenny has a question, but afterwards I have a question.
Yes. Brenny.
You have any more whiskey?
Ben.
Sorry, what did you ask? I couldn't hear.
Brinny asked
You have any more whiskey?
if we had any more whiskey, to which I, Ben,
Yeah, there'll be some on the train. Don't worry about it. We'll have a chance. So the two cities are called Winterfax and Ungduk. Is that what you said?
Naunduk. Correct. It is an ancient dwarven dialect. My dwarven is not good enough to be able to say it. So I have to bastardize it by saying Naunduk. Winterfax is, of course, the Twin City. It was mostly a human city, a human settlement, but an alliance was made between the dwarves and the humans long ago, and so both have now thrived, and it has adopted. The two cities, both species within these two cities have basically created quite the interesting pair of environment. Yes.
And which one are we landing in?
You are going to be arriving in Winterfax because that is the one that has agreed to be a part of the coalition. Now, Unduk has been resistant. And that is their choice.
Okay. No more questions.
Excellent. All right then. Good luck. He gets up, turns, and the... sorry. Sorry, Brenny, yes.
I don't think I've ever been there, but is on Nunduk? I'm pronouncing it wrong, but is it on the sea edge or any chance? I think if I'm wanted for anything, I should probably know before I go there.
Roll for. Are you asking Kate? Are you asking like does your character know this, or are you just deciding to play that Brittany does not know, and so she's asking?
I think this is Brittany probably wouldn't remember necessarily the names of everywhere she's been.
That's fair, yeah.
But just generally, okay, are they seaside? If they're landlocked, that's an easy answer.
Um, sorry. Fritz turns to you and goes, "Oh, well, the Twin Cities are quite impressive. The mountains, the mountains in which Naunduk are a part of, yes, do border upon the ocean, except where Naunduk is actually within the gulf of a very large river. And on the other side is where Winterfex. And what unites these two cities and this is a bridge that has been there for about 200-300 years, and has been preserved and repaired over the many centuries, and so. But the water, they're not seaside, but the Gulf does come from the sea, if that makes any sense.
Can I roll for something to see, like, okay, two cities, Gulf, big bridge connecting them, if that's ringing a bell, if there's
Sure.
anything I should know?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, intelligence.
What would I roll for that?
Intelligence.
Oh, intelligence?
Yeah.
Gosh.
How well do you remember things?
We got a -1, folks. And I rolled a 5.
Yeah, so you're just like, oh yeah, cool, right?
That's a 4.
Mountain, water, yeah, sure, Gulf.
Sure.
Yeah, like I know Gulf is like
a place.
is a thing where water collects and
Know what a Gulf is.
goes towards rivers and stuff, and whatever. Yeah, sure, okay, whatever, yeah.
It sounds like somewhere feasibly I could have been, but I don't recall it specifically.
Exactly. I mean, Fritz does point out that they are not port cities. So while they are on the water, they are not port cities. So their major trade is not really through the water. Like they do have a port, they do have like that sort of thing.
Okay.
They do have water trade, but that's not their main thing. And so it's not really a port city. Does that make sense?
And if they're more upriver, then.
Yeah. Basically, what I'm trying to describe is kind of like the St. Lawrence. Just this giant gulf, sort of like coming from the ocean, but it feeds inland, and it's just this large river, and they happen to be near the mouth of this large river, but it goes ocean, gulf, river, and they're basically at the closest point where the river basically starts, and there's this large, massive bridge.
They're like Montreal, kind of?
Yes, if
Next city?
yes,
Okay, cool.
yes, if the Twin Cities were actually spanning the Gulf of the St. Lawrence, if you will, or the mouth of the St. Lawrence, not the Gulf. Sorry, my apologies. Wrong word. Yeah. On that note, before we move on, we are at 9:15. So let's take a small bio break. Let's take and one of them is Montreal, one of them is Laval. Yes, Vicavar. But strangely enough, none of them are French, and so they are not. They are Dwarven. So there's not Montreal, it's not Laval.
My hometown is Montreal.
Excellent. Yeah. Montreal's great. Montreal's a great place. So let's take a small 10-minute break, and we'll come back at, I have 9:15. We'll come back at 9:25. We'll wrap up, leading our adventurers towards Winterfext. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
See you after the break.
You think you know the game, think you can play. You try to bring me down, but I keep rising. You aren't ready for this fight. I know I will burn your dreams to ashes. I fought my way up from the bottom before. I'm not afraid to climb again. I rise every time. You try to bring me down, but I keep rising. You aren't ready for this fight. I know I will burn your dreams to ashes like a phoenix. Oh, I will I love the way you look at me. When I'm with you, the world fades away. When you smile at me, I just can't breathe anymore. Feel like I'm falling into your bliss. Your love, it sets me free. Dancing in a crowded room. Your body pressed to mine. I wanna drown in the feel of your lips, be devoured by your eyes. When you smile at me, I just can't breathe anymore. Feel like I'm falling into your bliss. Your love, it sets me free. Fell into your love, will fall. each other, tear into each other, beads of blood run down your back.
Alrighty, folks, we are back. So, we have met our 4 adventurers for this episode. We have met Thaldir, who is quite the quiet, but very intense. I mean, like, it's very peaceful, but I'm getting a very intense vibe from Thaldir. So we'll see how that kind of works out, right? Maeve, I mean, Ben, is sort of remembering an ancient colleague, an old colleague of hers, and is kind of side-eyeing Thaldir this entire time. Not 100% sure, what's his deal. He's a little too similar to someone else that she, keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. He's somewhere in the middle. Rembrandt is somewhere in the middle. And then we have we have Ben, who is a familiar face but with a new name. And then we have our small, chaotic little fiendish, devilish little gnome who's just looking for a good time. And apparently just really wants to kick someone in the face or something. I don't know. But just really wants to get into fisticuffs as soon as possible.
Can't reach him in the face, let's be honest.
Exactly. Well, I was gonna say something else, but I was like, face was the word I came. First name was face was the thing that came to mind. And then lastly we have as Koi pointed out in chat, the second official Dragonborn in the Legion cinematic universe. So, Michael bringing the Dragonborns, who is a very, I must say, I do love that he is very dutiful to his family, right? Which is very honorable. So, good on you.
I was gonna say thank you, but the more I learned about the world that Coy and Eric and the whole Legion team have built, like you're saying, Dragonborns are what in this world? Oh, I gotta try something like that.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's very fair. I know, and I remember the first day you mentioned. So I'm thinking Dragonborn, and I went, interesting. So yeah. No. Anyways. That was one of the biggest secrets I had to keep from everybody who was kept asking me what's happening. Anyways, I digress. Let's continue with our adventure. So Fritz has informed you that 2 days ago was the first day of the celebration of Princess Erlea's 30th birthday. Her mom and dad throwing a huge party. And pretty much anybody and everybody in the land is invited, including the people who live in the twin sister, or the twin town, twin city, the twin dwarf city of Naunduk, which is on the other side of a large river which feeds in from a gulf, which feeds in from the ocean, but not while Winterfaxt, which is where the princess is from, is within the Coalition territory. The Coalition borders finish right there in the middle of that bridge that links these two twin cities together, and I think it's fair to say that it is probably a very, very guarded, very highly guarded, highly protected bridge. Anyways, because it being feeding directly into the Twin City, but Naunduk is not. Naunduk being the dwarven stronghold, which is within the mountains, which is just on the other side of this large river. They are not part of the coalition, and as Fritz said, they have been quite resistant, which, as he pointed out, is their prerogative, right? It's neither he's not one to judge. It's their decision. They don't have to, right? And so you are to travel to Winterfax, and eventually meet up with another agent of the Veil who is deep in cover within the Twin Cities. They will have more information about your mission, which is to uncover who is fated to be assassinated. Someone is there's a hit that's being put out on someone within the land, and they know that it is one of the royals. They just don't know who it is, and they're also very interested to find out who is calling the hit and why. And so that is your mission. And so you've been given train tickets. Crix comes in, and he's like, if you'll excuse me, just this way, and leads you to through the eastern door. And you walk down a hallway, a couple of crisscrossy hallways as you walk down, and eventually get to a room that seems to be quite nondescript. Ben, you recognize this as a similar room to you were brought to last adventure, but that last one, which was in the other direction, led you to the port for the airship. But this one here, similar build, similar shape of room. Safe to assume, right? Probably, you know the deal, right? Probably leads you to the train station. And sure enough, yes, Crix is like, you have your oh, I'm so sorry. We completely forgot. We completely forgot the armory. Back this way. And so Crix is like, I'm so sorry, and goes back down the hallway. After three dissecting hallways, turns left, and you eventually find yourself in a room that is wall to wall armor, shields, weapons of any kind that you can think of. Nothing is, if you took your time to really inspect everything is just very high quality, but very basic weapons. Nothing nothing magical, nothing imbued with any particular abilities or whatnot. Right? They're just very nice weapons. There is a section of weapons where the weapons look really worn down. They look used. They look like, but they're up on the wall, and there's a whole bunch of other ones that are almost look just as worn. Yeah, and upon inspecting, they don't look. They look like they are battle ready. They just look used. Anyway, so you may peruse, you may choose if there's anything in particular that you are looking for, or if you and I have already discussed prior to this what your character would have in their possession. This is, if you would like, this is where they get maybe perhaps these things. It's up to you. Please let me know what we're thinking of getting. Yeah, John, go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead.
Faldir just walks along with his staff on a stick, with his staff and his backpack on the stick, just perusing the stuff, touching it and looking at it, but then just moving on to the next thing and the next thing. He just seems more interested in, this is just neat stuff to look at, nothing of any particular interest to him.
Nice. Cool. Kate?
If there's anything shiny or gold or jewel encrusted, I'll take it. Otherwise, if there's any rum or whiskey, I'll take it. Otherwise, I'm good to go.
Amazing. I won't get you to roll for anything. No, not really. I mean, you do find something that you're like, ooh, shiny, but then when you look at it, you kind of look at it and you pick it up and you're like, oh, it's only gold plated.
Gold plated? Ew.
I know, right? You're like, nah, whatever. It's and you put it back. There is no whiskey. You ask Crix, and Crix is like, I'm so sorry. The director just told me to bring you here. I did not grab. I have no whiskey. I'm so sorry. What I do have though, is this. and he produces a small box. He opens a drawer and produces a small box out of the and inside the box you find 4 matching identical little rectangles, about 2 inches long, about an inch thick. Like it's a really well, it's inch by inch and then 2 inches long. And he explains to you, these here are some communication devices, in case you need to communicate with one another, and you're not right in the room. This, you'll see that on this end here there's a button. You press and hold the button and you may communicate. And as soon as he talks into it, there's like a bit of a feedback as he and he goes like, kind of catches back with all the. As you can see, it works quite well. And then on the other side, and he flips it over. On the other side, you will see. Oh, we have a raiding party! All right, this is like craziness. We have a raiding party. Hello, folks who are joining us from Kevin the Fight Guy. Just to recap, right? Kevin the Fight Guy is playing Thor on Mondays on You Are Legion aspect of Thor. Thank you for joining us. Our adventurers are just about to take a train ride to a far off town in the, what did I say again? Northeast lands of the coalition. Where was I? Yes, so Crix is talking about this little communication device. He points out the one button on the one end, talks into it, and you hear it coming through the other boxes. He flips it over, and doesn't push, but he points. He goes, and here you see the button is a little more difficult to press. When you press this button here is a one way communication to here, to our location here, in case there's anything rather important that must be made. Each device can make the communication once, and then it stops to be able to make that message. Finally, as a last resort, this device, if you click in rapid succession this button, and he mentions the button. He's referring to the button he was just talking about that sends a one-way long distance communication back to the ascended Veil. If you click this button in 3 times in quick succession, you have 30 seconds before this device becomes essentially what do the gnomes call it again? They call it a flash boom. No, a flash flash something. It goes boom, and it goes very bright, and it disorients those who are near this device. I'm sorry, what?
Flashbang.
Yes.
I've worked with those before.
Yes, exactly. Yes, a flash bank. And so very powerful. But I recommend use only when necessary. Yes. Anyways, please do take
I
one.
call out across the hall. Hey Ben, we are working with bombs again.
Oh man.
Ben, you remember the
I
communication device. So
I
you're
was
like,
always too scared to use it.
Yeah.
Now I'm afraid that Blue Eyes is gonna go crazy with it.
and on that note,
No,
Ben
they're
is
only single use only, and we only have 4.
on that note. Ben, is there anything in the room that you would like before you take off?
So Ben kept everything
Mhm.
she got from the last mission. She did not return it because they did not ask for it back.
They
I have one
probably did.
question.
They probably did.
Then she takes all the same things again. She's like, "Oh yes, this one with the scratch that I made. This one's mine." Do we keep
I
track
recognize
of
that something.
bolts in this game? Do we count them?
Do we what? Sorry.
Crossbow bolts. God, that's such a mouthful.
Crossbow bolts. I've never really kept track of it. No, like
Okay.
usually when I play, like no, I mean like it's depending on the situation, right? You have I would say you have about 15 to 30. 30 is probably a
Okay.
closer number to what you would actually be carrying, but depending on how big of a quiver you have, right?
Okay.
And also depends on how, if you're longbow or short bow, like, because they can get rather heavy. In my own experience, carrying one around from time to time. So no, not really. Like unless
Okay.
you've been
I mean,
firing and there's absolutely no one else around you or no way that you could get one back, right?
right. Okay. So I have a light crossbow. I'll just take like say 15 and kind of self track. Cool. Good with that.
Oh, ow. Apologies there, everyone. Something got stuck in the back of my throat and just not want to let go. Excellent. And lastly, Ezekiel, you pretty much came here with basically the clothes on your back. You were stripped of all your things, all your possessions when you were in the jail, and you were given some of them back. But what do you take anything? Do you need anything?
So, while Ezekiel would have had a version of the equipment that's in this room, probably not to the caliber and quality that is provided by this very well-funded organization.
Fair.
So with a glee that he tries to sort of keep under wraps and with utmost focus and without saying a word, he just dives right on in and is going beeline from item to item to item. I need this armor. I need these boots. I need this sword. I need this shield. And he's just like someone who's been let out into a store of all their favorite things, and he knows exactly what he's looking for. Of just like, oh, I know this kind of sword. This is the hilt I need. This is a scabbard, perfect. And he's like suiting himself up without saying a word, but just very quietly and calmly with a big grin, just suiting up with every piece that he needs, that he decides, like, they said I could have all this, I'm taking it.
So I guess we won't be stealthing.
Well,
Yeah, I like.
No, because you were saying that you're wearing everything that you can get, so I'm just like, he's just gonna walk, gonna be like a chink, ka-chink, ka-chink, ka-chink.
well, it's pretty much what when you open D&D Beyond, the standard paladin
Oh, okay.
starting equipment. The standard paladin starting equipment. He's not. He knows what he
The
needs.
3 of us will stealth in, and then he'll follow us playing the Pink Panther theme.
Yeah, there you go.
Heavy armor doesn't give you good stealth. Heavy armor, baby. Chainmail. Although he will take plate mail if they got it. But if it's just chainmail, then fair enough.
Let's see. How well stocked is it today? They do not. Not today.
Fair enough. I didn't think so. That's okay. Chainmail's solid. Although I am really curious, and maybe I'll turn to Grit. A lot of this is real top shelf. What's the deal with that? What's the deal with all that stuff in the back over there that looks a little bit more subpar, shall we say?
Oh, that is the you are going undercover and you cannot have beautiful fancy what you're wearing.
Smart, right?
Yes.
Like I said, I'm really gonna stand out anyway, so I might as well stand out in style.
That is quite fair. Quite fair. Yes, quite fair. Well, now great. If everyone is quite ready, just this way, and so you go back down the hall, turn right, back down that hall, and you find yourself in that room again. And he goes, "Okay, just mental checklist. Did I forget anything this time? No. Okay. Good. Excellent. You have your tickets. As you will see on your tickets, it says that you are to go to gate 36. Track 36. That is where you will take the train. It is an all-nighter, if you will. It will take you about a day and a half, 2 days to get there. It depends on how the weather is in the environments. And so good luck. And if you need anything, find it. It's the best advice I can find. It's the best. I'm not very good at this. That's excuse me. I will go now. Actually, everyone on the platform here, please. Everyone on the platform, please. Thank you. Yes, thank you. And what is it that Musel says? Oh yes. Bon voyage. Anyways, okay. Boop.
Thank
And
you, Grit.
pushes a button. Pushes a button, and suddenly the ground starts to move up as you are pushed up, and above you the ceiling opens up, and once you're done being elevated, you find yourself in a small nondescript room. There's some shelves. There looks like a broom in the corner, a bucket. Nothing. It's very dark. Anybody who has dark vision can see clearly, or at least there's like a small amount of light peeking underneath a door, so there's just the slightest hint of light, but that is where you have arrived. You hear commotion on the other side of the door, in case you're wondering.
On the other side of the door?
On the other side of the door, yes. So you come up into this small room. Like I said, it's very dark. There are shelves. There are things on the shelves. It's kind of difficult. There's a broom. There's a bucket. There's nicky-nacky type things. There are some boxes, some more buckets, things that litter the shelves. And then, as I said, there's a door, and just the only reason why you know there's a door there, one, if you have dark vision, you can see it. But also there is just the smallest amount of light coming in through the crack at the bottom, and of course you can hear noise coming from the other side.
I go and I open the door.
Awesome.
I go to stop Ben.
Okay.
And I just go like,
Excuse you.
and I go like to indicate, and I put my ear up against the door, and I'd like to roll perception to see if I can hear what they're saying on
Do
the
it.
other side.
Do it.
21.
Awesome. You hear some dinging. You hear people walking by. You hear like small conversations. Suddenly you hear boom boom. Boom boom, right? And then you hear someone running by. Don't forget your tickets. As they're like.
Do the rest of us hear this without like putting our ear against the door?
You hear some of it, yes. He hears it very clearly because he's like really listening intently. You all kind of hear it because it's it's coming through the cracks. It's not a very thick door.
Yeah. Oh dear, I think that's her train.
Better to be safe than assassinated.
Then you
Yeah,
definitely
fair
be
enough.
sorry.
Yes, fair enough. You know what? I was in your place once. I live life dangerously now. Sort of.
I take a
But I
step
think we
back.
should go.
I take a step back and open the door and offer it open for everybody to walk through.
Excellent. So as soon as the door opens inwards, and upon opening the door, light floods in, and you see some very beautiful, woodwork, and you just see a lot of people just back and forth moving down, a lot of people with luggage, and yes, you find yourself in the middle of a train station. You essentially are now that there's more light and people can see better. You find yourself, you're in a janitor closet. Well, that's nice. That's nondescript, I guess. It's very, not obvious. And upon exiting, again, it's quite the lively, busy place, and with a little bit of looking around, you find a sign that says that your track is in this direction, and I presume you all head on down.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
the train's about to leave. So, come on, guys, we gotta hurry. We can't miss it.
Yes, that's true. Within the hour. That's right. Within the hour, Fritz said. So
Again, Ezekiel is not used to seeing all this because he grew up outside the coalition in some pretty rough territories.
yes,
Really,
I
yeah, he's not used to this.
I completely
Ezekiel, we-
forgot. So, upon Ezekiel's exit of the janitor station, you are shocked. You are shocked that no one appears to be looking at you. Like people are walking by. People walking by. One person even actually bumps into you and is like, "Oh, jeez, man, wow, it's built like a brick house," and just keeps going.
Sorry. Like looking at the rest of the group, like,
Okay, we gotta
And-
go, and I start shoving him.
Everybody who looks over at everybody who looks over at Ezekiel, roll me a perception check and let me know anybody who beats a DC 15.
$14.
At one.
Dude,
Really?
she's-
Oh.
Nope.
I'm just
Oh.
seeing everyone's kneecaps. That's all I got. I was gonna ask if there was any high-profile targets with some nice jewelry or heavy coin purses, but I don't think I can see them.
No, you just see a bunch of legs. John,
A
how
lot.
did you do?
I'm just gonna grab onto like the
I
edge
got
of
an
someone's coat.
8.
8. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so you all look at Ezekiel and you also kind of think it's kind of weird that no one's like, but you don't see anything different with him, right? You're just like, yeah, okay, yeah, interesting, right? And you head on down as Ben says. She starts shoving people. No, we just gotta go. We just gotta go.
okay,
So-
okay.
Okay.
You make your way to your gate and
I'm like holding Ben's coat tails and just running along.
so as yeah, as that's really cute. We have Ben. We have another short person who's holding onto hands to someone else so they don't get lost.
Yeah, I look at.
That happened.
I look at.
And
Oh, I
anybody
love-
give me a
Will you?
don't
Do
do
you?
it.
Do you want me to hold your hand on the train?
I just don't want to get trampled out here.
Okay, we'll figure that out when we get on the train.
Sorry, it was just a really cute moment. I was just remembering that our dwarf in episode 1, it, like, just unbeknownst to himself, reached out and held on to our Rembrandt's hand because when they were on the airship, because he does not like being in the air. Let's just put that lightly. He likes a nice firm ground underneath and above him. Anyways, so you make your way to your gate, to your station, to your gate, to your track. Sorry, make your way to your track, and as you are arriving, you are noticing that there are your track is quite popular. A lot of people are at this track. A lot of people seem to be excited, seem to be happy, and you do happen to notice that there are quite a few dwarves actually that are part of the crew that are jumping onto this train. Sorry, not the crew of the train, but the passengers going onto this train. But it's a nice mixture. But but the majority is our dwarves. You arrive at the person who is checking your ticket. You hand them a ticket. They go, "Yes, very good. Up and to the left. Thank you. Next. Oh, yeah, same. Up to the left. Up to. Yes, fine. Up and to the left. Go. And you enter onto the train, and you turn left, and as you walk down the train, you have rows of seats beside you, and you're once halfway through, a person looks at the first ticket and just kind of like glances at, oh yes, keep going to the next cart, the next one over, please. And you keep going to the next cart, slide open the door, and enter the next cart. And the next cart is a very nice cart, nice, very fancy. You don't see seats. The first thing you see when you open up the door is a wall, and the hall kind of juts out to the right, and then continues. And as you turn the corner, you realize that you're actually these are cabins, and you have cabins. And upon inspection of your tickets, you see that you have 2 cabins, between the 4 tickets. And so it is up to you who wants to be who wants to bunk up, if you will, in a cabin. Ezekiel, being very large, you're feeling very cramped right now in this hallway, especially this hallway. And so I just want to point that out, especially since you're wearing all that armor. You're just feeling like very like, oh god. Just putting that out there. So you find your two rooms. They are the last 2 rooms on this particular cart. And so how would we like to separate the group here in our separate rooms?
How well does Ezekiel fit in the cabin? Like, would he take up the entire one, or like, can the gnome fit?
That's a very good question.
That's honestly what I was thinking.
So, upon entering, Ezekiel has some room. He has some arm room, right? He will feel a little cramped lying on the bed that is in the room, because but I mean, most people who would be pushing 6 feet would feel a little cramped on this. Brenny of course is like, it's like a queen. This is like a motherfucking queen size bed for me. It's just me and myself. I'm out in this long. Yeah. But yeah. I mean, it will feel tight. It will feel tight, but like, it's not bad.
So would it make sense for Ezekiel to share the cabin with Brenny, and then for Ben, oh my god, now I'm getting confused with the names, to share a cabin with Thaldir, because we're probably roughly more or less take up the same amount of space?
That is up to you.
Yeah.
Thaldir is also like very tall, isn't he?
He is also very tall.
Tall and skinny.
Yeah. So I don't know. How about Ezekiel sit with Thaldir, and then... No, I'm kidding.
Honestly, guys, whatever you prefer.
Yeah, you know what? I don't care.
I'm just really lucky. I just feel lucky to be on a train.
Oh, yeah. You've never been on a train before.
Why don't I bunk in with Easy and we can put the armor on the foot of me bed?
Sure, that sounds good. This is the
We can
second
do
time
that.
I've been on a train.
I'm taking the top
First
bunk.
time would have been like on the way here. Yeah. You take you can. If I'm on the top
I'm taking the
bunk,
top bunk. I don't know how sturdy these things are.
I might break it, so this is smart.
And I don't think I'd survive that, so I'm taking the top bunk.
Oh no.
Amazing. So as you figure this all out, you hear General calling outside, all aboard, last call, all aboard. You hear the train whistling. You're starting to you feel the rumble of the train. You can the train is not moving, but you can almost feel like the train wants to go, right? That whole sort of, I don't know about you, but when I get into a train, there's always that moment just before the train takes off that just feels like it just wants to go, but it hasn't gone yet. You know, it's just like it's revving, and you're like, it's gonna go any second now, right? And so you're feeling this slow build up as anyone who potentially is sensitive to their surroundings can feel the rumbling of the engines kicking in, and more coal being thrown in and stuff like that, and the pressure building. And shortly afterwards, there's a loud from nearby, because you are I mean, nearby is the train. And suddenly there's a and there's like a jolt, and then the thing just slowly starts to move forward, and you are off. And that is where we will finish today's session. So we are off. We're off. We're going towards our intended cities of Winterfax and Naunder, and we will find out a little bit more about Princess Erlea's party and the festivities of this week-long party, which is crazy. Yeah. So I would like to thank everybody. Thank everybody for coming in. In today. Thank you for those who came with the raid and for sticking around. Amazing. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Eric. I am the GM for Behind the Veil, a UR Legion story, and this is one of two D&D adventure stories that are happening within the same universe. The other one is on Monday nights at 7:30 to 10:30. But the kicker is that on the Monday night's adventures are 400 years in the future from ours, and so you know we are slowly writing the histories of this world as we're like a train just slowly catching up to each other, of sorts. So my name is Eric. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you to Annie, to Kate, to Michael, and to John, and we'll see you next week. And remember, keep those dice rolling. I just had to say it. I always have to say it. Good night, folks.
You think you know the game, think you can play. You don't know a thing. Been down here for so long. My pain and rage are carved in every stone. You try to bring me down, but I keep rising. You aren't ready for this fight. I know I will burn your dreams to ashes. Fell